The Montana Supreme Court is weighing in on how and when Montanans can vote, with a new order reinstating same-day voter registration. MTN's Jackie Coffin fills us in on the latest legal action surrounding a controversial set of laws.
I'm here at the Yellowstone County Courthouse, which is kind of the epicenter of legal activity over 3 voting laws in Montana right now. What we're waiting for is a ruling from Judge Michael Moses from here inside this courthouse over the constitutionality of these laws. I just checked and it hasn't been filed yet. But Wednesday, the Montana Supreme Court stepped in with an order of its own, and that has restored same-day voter registration and the ability to use a student ID at the polls.
Yeah, I think to me, using student IDs is a big deal because young people tend to move around a lot or have just moved to Montana, and I think it's hard they might have just moved here and they don't have an ID, or they don't have other forms of identification like utility bills or an address. So the ability to participate in that moment with just your student ID is a big deal.
Meta Fears, a sophomore at Rocky Mountain College, says this is a big relief for young voters.
The cliche answer is young people are our future, and if you want them involved, you have to make it accessible to them.
3 new laws passed by the 2021 Montana legislative session changed the way Montanans vote by ending same-day voter registration, reclassifying student IDs as a secondary form of ID, meaning students would need to bring another form of ID if they want to use them at the polls, and prevent groups from collecting and turning in ballots in exchange for any kind of compensation. Proponents of these bills say they improve election security, but opponents to them say they specifically target certain demographics of voters. Riley Summers Flanagan is the executive director of Upper 7 Law and represents Montana Youth Action in the lawsuit.
Yesterday, the Supreme Court's ruling, it really affirms what we already knew to be true, which is that the Montana Constitution has strong protections for elections, and specifically for free and fair elections and for voting and exercising the right to vote. Yesterday's decision also isn't the end of this case.
Absentee ballots will be sent out to voters in Montana on October 14th. And as the November midterm election moves closer, all eyes are on Judge Moses and what his final ruling means for voting in Montana. In Billings, Jackie Coffin, MTN News.